Hi everybody, good morning. My name is Kitty. Welcome to The Successful Showgirl. This morning we're going to be talking about creating confidence and self-belief. So we've been doing a lot of lives on all the little businessy sides of things, but if you've not got the confidence to start, then you're not going to do any of those things, are you? So let's get ourselves in a situation where we're all feeling super confident about ourselves and we're really believing that we can achieve whatever we want to do. So self-confidence and creating confidence is all about believing in yourself and deciding today that you are going to be confident yourself. No one is born with confidence in anything. We have to create it. We have to build it, and we have to let it grow. And there are a few things that you can do to help you along with that process. So first of all, you've got to make the decision now that you are going to be more confident. You can't continue to make the excuse of that you don't do things because you're not confident in yourself. You've got to make that conscious choice today that you are going to create confidence within yourself. I'm going to give you the tools, but you have to implement it. Next, you've got to think about what your values are. What do you value in life? Not just in a performing career or at work, but in general, what is important to you? Is kindness important to you? Is being well respected important to you? Like, what is important? Because once you know your values, you can make sure that you're doing things, whether that be jobs or whether that be behaviours in your normal life, that interlink with your values. Once you're living your life in a way that interlinks with your values, then you're going to be much more confident in yourself going forward, because you are being yourself. You're living your own life, what you think you should be doing. For example, let's think about if you're always working really hard and one of your values is to spend more time at home with your kids. You're not going to feel confident in yourself that you're a good mum, because you're going to be thinking, well, I'm always working, I'm never spending time with my children. That's the kind of things that we tell ourselves. Whereas when you create more time, then you feel more confident in yourself, you feel better about who you are. If you're also joining this morning, please like and comment and get involved with the conversation, because that makes it more visible to other people in the group. So they're going to get to see it later on if they're not watching live. And also, I want to hear how you feel about these things. I don't just want to be talking at you. I want you guys to be involved. So know your values. Sit down and think, what are your values in life? What is important to you? Because we're going to start creating our life around those values. That is important. Next thing is getting more knowledge about stuff. So confidence and competence go hand in hand. The more competent you are at doing something, the more confident you're going to be. So whether that is knowledge regarding the performing business, whether that's be learning how to do a skill, whether that's knowing more about nutrition if you're not body confident, it can be so many different things. But you need to look at where you feel like you're lacking confidence is often because you're lacking knowledge around a certain thing, and you don't feel confident because you just don't know enough about the subject. So try and identify, we're going to go through some little tasks in a minute, but try and identify where you are feeling not very confident in things, and we're going to look at what we can do to try and improve that confidence, what we can learn, how we can improve our knowledge around that. Then practice. My old dance teacher always used to say, practice makes permanent. It doesn't make perfect. Perfection just doesn't exist. So if you're striving for something to be perfect before you go out and do it, and the only way you're going to be confident doing something is when it's at a perfect level, you ain't never going to do it. Nothing is ever perfect. You have to fail at things or make mistakes to grow in life and to get better. That is how we learn. So if you're waiting to put an act out because you're waiting for it to be perfect, it's just never going to be there till you start doing it. Once you start putting it on a stage and you start making little mistakes, then you're like, right, I won't do that next time. I'll make sure that I remember that next time. And that is when improvement happens. That is when you grow as a performer. But that is the same for anything in life. Whatever you're doing in life, the more you do it, the more you're going to get better at it. But you have to expect a few little failures along the way, because that is how you learn the lessons. When we're kids, we're all right to fail. Like we get used to like failing at stuff, and as people, if we were talking to a kid, we'd be like, oh, it doesn't matter that you've done that wrong, just try again. But as we become adults, we seem to think that that doesn't apply anymore, when in fact, of course it does. You've just gotta make a mistake and then learn from it and move on, because that is the best way of becoming the best version of yourself, whether that be performer, person, whatever. Next thing, I want you to start thinking like you've got confidence, even if you've not. So when you step out on stage, when anybody steps out on stage for the first time, nobody is feeling that absolute amazing confidence in themselves. They're just not, and I don't care what anyone says. If you've not done it enough, then you're not going to feel that confidence. However, you've got to fake the confidence. It's got to look like you are confident. If you look confident to an audience or to a producer or in any form of life, if you look confident because you're faking that confidence, then guess what? Everyone else is going to think it was amazing, and then that is going to boost your confidence. You've got to make things look like you're confident. Some days I'm not confident coming on here talking about stuff, but I never let that show, because it's important to put out confidence to get it back. And if you're not doing that, if you're telling yourself all the time that you're not a confident person, then guess what? You're not going to be a confident person. You're only going to receive back what you're putting out. And then you need to surround yourself with positive people. So you're already doing that because you're in this group, and this group is a super positive environment. However, if the rest of your life is you're surrounded by negative people, people making you feel shit, you're going to feel shit. That's just the way it is. So surround yourself with positive people, but also think about if other people are serving you. Are relationships that you've had for a long time, not just romantic relationships, but friendships, work relationships. Sometimes we stay in these relationships because we think they're important because we've been in them for such a long time. But if that relationship is making you feel bad, or making you feel negative, or making you feel like you can't do something, what can you do about that? You can express your feelings to that person, but if they're still continuing to make you feel not good about yourself, then maybe you need to remove yourself from that situation. Maybe you need to take a step back and think, this isn't making me feel good, so maybe I need a bit of time out from it. Not just romantic relationships, I'm talking here about friendships, work relationships. You might perform with someone who's very negative. You might have worked for someone who's very negative. Like, if those people are making you feel not good, or you might have a teacher. I know a lot of people who've been to teachers who have been really negative about the things that they can do. If that person isn't serving you, get rid of them and find somebody who is going to big you up, because that is what you need. So we're going to do some little tasks this morning. It's not just all about me talking like it normally is. It's about you doing some work for yourself. So I want you to get yourself a pen and paper, or if you're like me and you have a journal, get your journal, because we're going to write in these things some things that we can do today, starting now, to start improving our confidence in things. So number one thing I want you to do is I want you to think about what excuses you're making at the minute for not being able to do things. And that sounds well harsh, but we all do this. We all make excuses for all kinds of stuff, and those excuses might be valid. Those excuses might make your life harder. It might make it harder for you to achieve something. But I'm telling you now, no matter what your excuse is, you're always going to find somebody in the world who's overcome that and still managed to achieve what they want to achieve. Okay, so for example, if you're telling yourself the excuse of, I've not got enough money to do something, You'll always find a rags to riches story where somebody's gone from a worse situation than you to achieving something amazing. Or if it could be something like, I've got a disability and I can't do this, you'll always find a story from somebody who's overcome something terrible and then they've still managed to achieve something. It doesn't make your feelings about that invalid, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't make your life hard. But what it does do is it makes you acknowledge the thing that is hard in your life and think about how you can overcome it. So if you've got something that's standing in your way and you lean on that as to why you can't do things, go out and find somebody who is in your situation but who has done what you want to do. There will be so many people out there who have thought they couldn't achieve something and they were at rock bottom and then they've become something amazing. So today, have a little research and see if you can find someone whose success story you can follow, because that is a really good way of motivating yourself, because if someone else has done it, then you can do it too. And if we're looking at things like performing, it might be somebody saying, well, I'm too old to perform. Like, I'm never going to get booked because I'm too old. But then you'll find people who started performing when they were in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and then you can study how they've done it. You might think, oh, I haven't got the body of a dancer. Well, you'll find people who are bigger who have created amazing careers themselves, or you'll find people who've got limbs missing who've created amazing careers themselves as performers. You have to find people who will inspire your story. So have a little think about who you can follow. Then I want you to think about how you feel about your abilities at the minute. How do you see yourself at the minute? Are you feeling negative? Are you thinking, well, I can't do that, and I can't do that, and I can't do that. I don't look the right way. I haven't got this. I can't do that. You've got to think about what you're feeling right now and be honest with yourself. Be honest as to how you feel about your abilities, your skills, the way you look, your behaviour. Like, sometimes we forget about the behaviour part, but behaviour is really important. So for me, sometimes I'm like really motivated, but then I might have a week where I'm like really unmotivated to do anything. And then I have to check that behaviour and be like, hang on a minute, that's not getting me anywhere. I need to start doing a little bit more. How can I improve that part of myself that I'm not liking at the minute? So have a really good think about those kind of things. Then I want you to think about, what are you proud of about yourself? What skills that you've acquired are you proud of? What abilities that you've got are you proud of? What parts of the way you look are you proud of? And what behaviours that you display are you proud of? Because for every thing that we don't like about ourselves, we've got so many things that we should, but we don't ever think about those things. We always tend to think about the things that we don't like, not the things that we do. So today I want you to focus on things that you love about yourself, things that you're proud of and you're grateful for, things that you're grateful that you have. Then we're going to go on to things that you can do to make yourself become more confident. So you need to think about, in those areas that you're feeling a bit negative about yourself, what can you do to improve your confidence in that area? So if it was me and I'm feeling unmotivated, then I might need to watch some motivational videos on YouTube, or watch a talk about how to be more productive and more motivated to get me going. There's going to be things that you can always do, even when you're feeling like not doing something, that can give you that little bit of a push. It might be talking to someone about it, talking to a friend or talking to a colleague or whatever, that could give you the push. You need to sit down and have a little think in those areas that you're feeling unconfident. Maybe if you're feeling not confident about your body, well, what is that? What is the issue there? If it's something like, well, I'm feeling like really rubbish because I've not done much exercise lately, well, then you can go and do some exercise. You can start small and then work your way up. It doesn't have to be a massive change straight away. Small steps are going to make big goals come true. Then we've got, I want you to think of 5 actions you can take this week that is going to get you closer to the person that you want to be. Whether that be the performer you want to be, or whether you're using this talk for body confidence or for overall self-confidence in life. What is your goal, and what is 5 small actions that you can take this week? If you're feeling rubbish about yourself because you've been in lockdown and you've been eating crap and you've been sitting on the couch for ages like me, then what are you going to do? Well, first of all, I'm going to start off going out for a walk every day. I'm going to change what I'm eating slightly. I don't have to be massively drastic and go on some stupid, crazy diet. All I need to do is do some small swaps so I feel better. Maybe I need to drink less. These are things that I've done recently because I was feeling crap about the way I looked and about the way I felt. So I joined a gym, but I joined a really nice gym with a pool and a spa, so that when I went, I could treat myself afterwards and feel good. Rather than it being a chore, it's now something that I look forward to because I'm going into the gym, which I don't enjoy at all. But then afterwards, I can go swim and sit in the jacuzzi and go to the sauna and things like that. And then it makes it more of a reward than a chore. So how can you reward yourself rather than everything being a chore all the time? So I want you to think about those things today, because this week I'm going to make about confidence and self-belief. I think it's really, really important. Mindset is so important in everything, not just work-wise, but in life in general. And sometimes when we're going through a rubbish time, all that gets forgotten about, and it becomes really difficult to think positively and feel good about yourself because you can't see any positives even within yourself. So you need to train your brain to start seeing those positive things even when it's not a good day or it's a bit of a crappy day. So those tasks are for today. I want you to do those tasks that I've given you and pause the video because it's going to be on the live, so you can pause. It's going to be recorded, so you can pause it as you go through and write those things down. Then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about doing some visualization and things like that, and maybe vision boards. And then on Friday, we'll see how everybody's gotten on with the tasks this week. So have a lovely day. Please, please remember that you are amazing and there are amazing qualities about you, but you do have to tell yourself what they are. So sit down today and think about your qualities, think about what you're proud of about yourself, and then think about how you can make some improvements to get you where you want to be. Have a lovely Monday. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all Wednesday morning. Bye bye.